Good morning, everybody in the Facebook worlds and the YouTube worlds. Ben Smock here, Director of Development with Canopy, and we are the startup nonprofit organization that is growing Kentucky businesses to positively impact people, our planet, and our future. And today is Friday, May 15th. I can't believe it's already May 15th. And we have a special guest today, Sherry Hurley with Farm to Fork Cafe and Catering. Sherry is a dear friend to Canopy and to all of us on staff, and we made sure to schedule her for the Canopy Cafe on a Friday because our team would typically go to lunch at Farm to Fork in the Portland neighborhood on Fridays, and so we would call it Farm to Fork Fridays, and now we have a virtual Farm to Fork Friday. So we're glad to have Sherry on today, and the reasons that we are having these Canopy Cafes is, we miss seeing Sherry and our friends in the Portland neighborhood, and we miss having conversations about good business and how people are adapting during these unprecedented times posed by COVID-19. And this is an attempt to understand how businesses are showing up, how we can support, how we can connect them with our community virtually. And so that's the intent with the cafe. And this morning we have Sherry Hurley, who is running the show over at Farm to Fork. And so we will go ahead and welcome Sherry to the Canopy Cafe this morning. Hi, Sherry.
Hey, Ben. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. How are you?
I'm okay. I am hanging in here. It's really nice to see a familiar face, even if it is.
Same. It's really nice to see yours, and I recognize the background there. So you're at the cafe over in Portland. And I wish I was there today.
I know, we were here too. In fact, we did a big box lunch order for some healthcare providers on Wednesday. So Jade was here and she said, "I miss Ben's face." So yeah.
I know. I miss Jade. I miss the whole crew. So is everybody doing okay?
Everybody is doing. We did have to furlough some folks, but with the CARES package, with the extra $600 a week and with unemployment, fortunately, they are all financially stable. Right now, it's myself and Evie and Jody running the show on a skeleton crew, but getting ready to start bringing some folks back next week.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that, and it's such a wonderful team that you have, and we've all been feeling the pinch in various ways during this, pandemic. And so I'm glad to know that things are looking up next week.
Yeah.
So Farm to Fork, you are farm to table caterer, creating memorable culinary experiences with seasonal and custom themed menus, just outstanding food, great setting. So the cafe and the catering experience, from my personal experience, are both exceptional. So tell us a little bit about Farm to Fork and what you do.
Right. Well, I guess what we'll be doing now is going to be a little bit different. So lots of opportunities for change and improving things. But I started the business in 2008. I had been involved with Community Farm Alliance, which is a grassroots nonprofit organization, and it just really became passionate about wanting to support farmers and protect Kentucky lands. And I felt one of the best ways to do that was to be able to purchase as much local food as possible, which doing catering is a much better way of doing that rather than me just trying to buy a bunch of food at the farmers market. So that's how we started. And fortunately, the local food movement has grown, and here we are 12 years later.
12 years. That's amazing. I can't believe it's been that long.
No.
Good. So how, during these times, how are you adapting? I know the catering business has been strong.
Right. So we have had that, in those first couple of weeks, we probably pivoted 5 times because the information kept on, changing so quickly, especially around food service, and wanted to make sure that our staff was safe, wanted to make sure that we were serving the community safely. Also, since we are in Portland, we are a little bit outside of a lot of our catering customers' perimeter. I mean, our cafe business, as you know, was a lot of people who live and work in Portland, and everybody had kind of been sent home to work from home. So we didn't have that going on. But basically, we reached out to our community and said, how can we best serve you? And a lot of people were having to, of course, start homeschooling or having to figure out take their businesses online. And so something that they requested was basically meal service, so that they didn't have to worry about getting out and grocery shopping and, preparing food. So we were able to offer that. And then we don't normally get to offer to the public special menus for Derby and Mother's Day and Easter. Usually those were specific catering events. And so that was something different and actually really kind of fun. And I think we brought a little bit of joy to, people's lives during this kind of crazy time. And then we have been doing some box lunches as well.
Good. Well, I've been seeing all the action on social media, so it's great to see. And yeah, I love the themed, things you're able to do. And adapting is the name of the game right now. So kudos for figuring out how to do that. So during these times, we're seeing so many great stories of businesses and people that are showing up in new and different ways, for the community and for the environment. So how is Farm to Fork during these times showing up for community and environment?
Right. So because our business had decreased so much, we wanted to make sure that we were prioritizing continuing to work as much with farmers as possible and our small business partners. So for instance, we purchased bread from Blue Dog Bakery, and so we added that to as an add-on option for people, again, that couldn't get out. And then Breadworks, which you were probably familiar with, that's the bread that we cafe. We started ordering bread from them, and then adding that as an offering for people to purchase, and also to use, of course, for our box lunches. And then fortunately, the farmers markets have been deemed essential businesses, and so we've been able to go to the farmers market since this all started in mid-March and basically purchase as much as possible that I thought that we would be able to move the following week through meal service, and be able to support those farmers, especially some of the new farmers, which don't have a lot of customers don't notice them. And some of the farmers markets, the farmers have been there for years and they have a really strong customer base. So I particularly tried to support those farmers who maybe didn't have as much of a reach to get the word out.
That's wonderful and very important. And I wonder, if there are any of our other restaurant friends tuning into this broadcast, if you have any questions or thoughts about, really partnering with local suppliers and farmers markets to get your ingredients, let us know what you're doing, where people can connect with those products and services, because like you said, Sherry, it's super important to support local business and our friends in ways that we wouldn't typically think of, but are very important during these times. So very cool. Great to hear. So what are the opportunities for you and Farm to Fork moving forward?
So one of the things that we've been talking about since the cafe opened was being able to share some of our popular dips and spreads, and then also sell whole quiche. Our Firehouse chili is really popular. So we wanted to be able to have those available basically for retail purchase. And so that is one of the things that we started offering as kind of a stock your fridge menu that folks could order and pick up twice a week. And so that has been an opportunity for us to really figure out the packaging and the labeling, really drilling down the recipes and the food cost. And so we're really excited to be able to offer our pimento cheese and our Benedictine, our black eyed pea hummus, and some of those other items now on a larger scale. Once the cafe opens, we'll have those available for purchase. And then we would love to be able to have a booth at a farmer's market when, traditional booths at farmers markets are available again. We even do some wholesale.
Very good. I would die for the Southern Club right now. Benedictine and bacon on there. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm already hungry. I just had breakfast, but I'm hungry again. Well, good. No, it really is a good opportunity, and you do make such outstanding food. And so I'm glad that you're adapting to figure out new ways to help people stock their fridge and keep eating the good stuff, for sure. So Farm to Fork is a Canopy letter of intent company. So we're so proud to have you and your business signed up to be a Canopy company. And, our primary focus and our mission is dedicated to supporting and growing good business throughout Kentucky. So as a business owner, Sherry, and one that is excited to participate in the Canopy certified program, how would you define good business?
For me, it kind of all comes back to do no harm. And so, the idea of people, planet, and profits, having this be an enjoyable workplace for our team, making sure that they are paid living wages, sustainable practices for the environment, whether that is our recycling program, our composting program, using eco-friendly disposables, of course, purchasing local sustainable ingredients. And then also it's important to make sound financial decisions because without that, then you don't have a sustainable business, and kind of the rest of it, you can't do.
That's right. Money is very important. I will tell you, as the development director for Canopy, constantly mindful, and we've been very fortunate, to uncover some opportunities recently and to keep everybody on staff and working away. So very important. And yeah, so some of these principles, I mean, we see it every day when we stop into your restaurant. You are so conscious of the way that you work with your team and that you show up for the environment. So thank you for being a good business leader in our community, truly. And we think at Canopy that our work is going to be just as important, as we move through and beyond this crisis, as it always kind of has been. Businesses that operate with this elevated sense of social and environmental consciousness seem to be more successful and sustainable than others. People want to do business with them. I go to Farm to Fork because I know of all the wonderful things you all do for people and our planet, but also because the food is really good. And so I wonder, as we're moving through and beyond this, how do you see Canopy as being very relevant in a post-COVID world?
Yeah, I think it's going to be more important than ever because we're going to need new best practices. We're going to need additional support. One of the things that I love about Canopy is all ways that you connect businesses that share values around sustainability and doing good business. And that is so vital because no one of us has all of the answers. And so if an issue comes up, it's great to be able to reach out to you all and have you all connect us with someone. Hopefully, we could be support to someone, but I think that it's just this, we've got to figure out what the new normal is. And we need organizations like Canopy to help support us in those areas.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. And, I think one of the best ways I like to describe the Canopy certification and how we work with smaller businesses is creating accessibility and an on-ramp that is, to the good business movement that does not require burdensome commitments financially or time intensively, but still providing, significant quality in terms of how, you would need support to just constantly improve business practices and to do all the right things. And so that's what we're all about, the good business movement, Kentucky style, just creating accessibility to it. So, we are in Louisville, Canopy is, and we are of the state of Kentucky. And, we're committed to Kentucky. We're committed to making our state first in good business. So Sherry, I'm curious, what do you see as an opportunity for Canopy supporting good business throughout Kentucky?
Good question.
Sometimes I think it helps with connections, for organizations that are, looking for events. So let's say there's a company in Eastern Kentucky that's coming to Louisville and they, are looking for somebody to cater an event that they're hosting, and then they could understand that there's this wonderful catering company in Portland neighborhood that is committed to not only a great product, but doing good for people and planet.
Absolutely. When you said Eastern Kentucky and the Appalachia region, there was a speaker that you had at one of the Canopy events. I believe it was at Story Louisville, and it was a woman from Eastern Kentucky who had You know who I'm talking about?
Sarah Day Evans with Accelerating Appalachia.
Yes, and I was so excited to meet her and really wanted to connect with her about how we could potentially use some of their products. So, I mean, that's a great example of it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That connectivity, you know, between like-minded business owners and people is so important. Absolutely.
Yeah. One other thing that I have noticed, I don't know if you have or not, but I am more of a kind of one-on-one, face-to-face, meet in person. Of course, I, have the cafe, so I can invite people here for lunch. But I've kind of been forced to do these visual virtual things. And of the benefits of that is there are people now that are being able to be included in conversations and participating that normally wouldn't because the is too far. And so I think that's also a way to work with the state of Kentucky is to be able to have everyone at the table virtually if they can't be here. It just, in some ways, it is actually more inclusive. Of course, I mean, they have to have the technology, but maybe that's something that Canopy could help with.
Right. Oh, that's a great point, Sherry. And, I love looking at the silver linings and everything. Clearly, there's a lot of difficulty posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, but there really are sincere opportunities as well. And yes, access to technology and reliable internet service and things like that is very important. We need to make sure that we provide access for everybody that wants to have a voice in these things. And then once we can do that, then absolutely we're reducing the barriers to participate in these things. That's a wonderful way to look at it. And you're so right. And I think that will be something, we're constantly adapting at Canopy too. And so a lot of what we see with this pandemic is being rolled into the Canopy certified program, because we now know that these are important practices to bring with us and to not ignore, as we get through this, but to really embed within what we're doing. So if something like this were to happen, how can we show up and support businesses that need additional technological supports or, are interested in figuring out how they can bring diverse voices geographically and in all other ways to the table? So heard. We will definitely look into that for the program, and that's a great point. Absolutely. So you're continuing to do amazing work at Farm to Fork and offering wonderful food to our community, and I love that you're in Portland and doing amazing things for the Portland neighborhood. So where can people go and connect with Farm to Fork, get some of your deliciousness, and support you?
Right. So right now we're doing a lot of our information sharing through social media on Instagram and Facebook with just us running a skeleton. And as things change, we have found that is the quickest way to keep people informed. If people are interested in receiving, usually not more than once a week, an email with whatever our menus or specials are, then they can email cafe at farmtoforkfood.com. It's farmtoforkfood, all spelled out, all lowercase.com. And then we also have a website that we are working on updating because several things have changed. And we're also going to try and add an online store here in the next couple of weeks. So folks should be able to go to the website and just be able to order directly from there.
Very cool. Very cool. Are you still selling the Portland pens by our friend Danny Stein?
There are not very many left. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 left. He also greatly undervalued them. He was only charging $1. But lots of people were purchasing those. And of course, you can probably see behind me. That's
I sure can.
One of the buttons.
Yes.
Yes. I miss Danny too. I know. So that's one of the things that I love about Portland that I don't get through catering is regulars. Having regular people, seeing the same people. I love Portland because it is, even though it's one of the largest neighborhoods in Louisville, Metro Louisville, it feels like a small town. And people are really friendly. There's a lot of pride And so one of the things that is even more important now is I really want to reach out to our the Portland Neighborhood Association and the folks that we have made relationships with here and ask what they need now, because I think people's needs have changed, and especially if the economy is going to take a downturn, how can we best serve this neighborhood? And so we don't know what that's going to look like yet, but we're going to do some information gathering, and that may be another way that Canopy can assist us.
Please, anything we can do to help you, just let us know. We love our friends and neighbors in Portland, and so we're happy to ideate with you and happy to help carry out whatever ideas come out of it. So we're there. We're there to support. Absolutely.
Great.
So Sherry, thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Canopy Cafe, the new Farm to Fork Friday. It's a pleasure to see you. I wish it were in person, but virtually will do for now.
Yes, and I think we're going to have the cafe menu probably in the next couple of weeks. So I am happy to make a special delivery of a Southern Club to you.
Yes, all right. Consider it done. I would love that. That would make my heart very happy.
Okay.
So to everybody tuning in, please check out Farm to Fork on Instagram at Farm to Fork Food. Is that the right handle? Did I say that right? Farm to Fork K-Way.
Yes.
Perfect. And on Facebook. And say the email one more time, Sherry, so everybody.
cafe@farmtoforkfood.com.
Perfect. Everybody listening, please patron Farm to Fork and Sherry. They make wonderful food and are very, very good citizens in the Portland neighborhood. So Sherry, thank you so much for stopping by the Canopy Cafe today. And I hope to see you soon.
All right. Bye.
Take care. All right, everybody. That was Sherry Hurley with Farm to Fork, good friends of Canopy and have been for a long time. They are consistently helping Canopy out and catering some of our events, and they just are upstanding community members and a wonderful business. And so if you have a hankering for some great food and sandwiches and quiche or chili, please look them up and see what products they have. And so before we close the Canopy Cafe out this morning, I want to ask all of you, if you like what you see, if you are enjoying these conversations, please follow Canopy on social media, like us, and hit the button to get notified so that you can continuously participate in these. Please feel free to comment during the live stream. We'll answer any questions that anybody has during the live stream. And yeah, you can support us in that way. You can go to canopyky.org and sign the Charter for Good Business if you believe that good business practices should be the way of the future. Then please add your name to our list. It's as simple as that. And it just means a lot to us that we have hundreds and hundreds of people that are supporting the good business movement in Kentucky. So you can sign the charter at canopyky.org. You can also donate to Canopy as a startup nonprofit organization. We are always thrilled to have support from generous donors, and you can do that by going to canopyky.org/donate or texting to give at the number you see below. So thank you all so much for joining us on the Canopy Cafe this morning. I look forward to seeing you next week. I hope everybody has a great and safe weekend. Take care.